first pick in the 2016 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Rams select Jared Goff.
It's the professional debut of the #1 pick, Jared Goff. The NFL and Hollywood are ready for your close-up. The Los Angeles Rams are turning to their rookie quarterback to try and get their record to 500. Today, hosting the Miami Dolphins, riding a 4-game winning streak and on the fringe of early playoff discussion. It's the NFL on Fox with an intriguing matchup from the Coliseum. Along with Super Bowl champ Rondé Barber, I'm Chris Myers. Boy, it's nice to be doing an NFL game from Los Angeles, and it's always special when you get to witness for the first time the #1 overall pick in the league. It's an NFL memory, and this 22-year-old Jared Goff has been waiting for this now, the 10th game of the season. He's going up against a hot Miami team. How do you expect the young guy to do?
Well, this is an exciting time for the LA Rams and for Jared Goff, and I got to tell you, I'm expecting some good. I'm expecting some bad, too. This offense has struggled at times this year, but the one thing that Jared Goff gives this offense is a chance. You have to respect his arm talent, but no matter what happens with Jared Goff, they got to get Todd Gurley going. It's a must for this team to win.
Yeah, and Goff said, I might be a little bit nervous, but I'll be prepared and I'll be confident. The Dolphins have their rookie head coach, and Adam Gase, who's done a nice job during this winning streak, Rondé. Ryan Tannehill, their quarterback, has not turned the ball over. Jay Ajayi has run for back-to-back 200-yard games earlier this year, but there's a lot more to the Miami success story.
Way more. The offense has been very productive of late, but it's about this defense to me. Since Cameron Wake and Andre Brandt have been starting at defensive end, there's just a lot more energy on this defense. Expect the same today, and those two guys, they are licking their chops to get after this #1 pick.
The Dolphins and the Rams, couple of teams on the fringe of the playoff discussion with the debut of the kid from Cal after his junior year. Each year at Cal, the team and he got better. Now the Jared Goff era is beginning in Los Angeles with the Rams and the NFL, and the kickoff straight ahead.
Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Moments ago, the introduction for the #1 overall pick in the 2016 draft. And his first game, today's Kay Jewelers players to watch. A couple of defensive players that are going to make life tough on any quarterback. Ndamukong Suh of the Dolphins. Aaron Donald of the Rams, who has 20 quarterback pressures to lead the NFL. That's our Kay Jewelers players to watch. And a light rain is falling here, Rondé. And Jared Goff, when he had his private workout for the Rams, it was raining, and they said, do you want to reschedule? He said, no, I want to show you guys that I can throw in the rain. And they told him, well, don't worry about it. It rarely rains in Southern California. And what do you know? In Jared Goff's professional debut, here comes a little rain in L.A.
Little adversity never hurt anybody, right, Chris? I think Jared Goff is a competitor. The added element of the rain is just going to force him to make this even more memorable first start for him.
The Rams won the toss. They will receive, so Jared Goff will get an opportunity right off the bat. Benny Cunningham and Michael Thomas back to receive. Andrew Franks kicking off here. 10th game for the Dolphins, and the Rams from the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum is underway. Cunningham. Benny Cunningham all the way up near the 40-yard line of the Rams. And the kicker, Franks, had to make the tackle. So here comes the 6'4", 220-pound Goff with good field position.
Great field position. Benny Cunningham provides this. But he got some good blocking up front. Good way to start the game for the Los Angeles Rams. Give your young quarterback some nice field position.
A 42-yard return, ball spotted at the 38. Light rain falling, fell earlier and cleared on this natural grass field. Todd Gurley, the back. 120! And here comes a flag and a quick, was that a hard count? Quick count.
Ball starts. offense, number 88. 5-yard penalty, touchdown.
Gene Steratore with the call against Lance Kendricks. These are two of the top 5 penalized teams in the league, as Jeff Fisher looks on, who told us that the week before the Jets game, he called owner Stan Kroenke and said, regardless of what happens in the Jet game, we're going to start Jared Goff at home the following week against the Dolphins. He told Goff and Case Keenum on Tuesday morning. Backed up a bit. First pass is incomplete. You talked about this Dolphin defense, Rondé, and Cameron Wake and Ndamukong Suh, the pressure that they can put up front. Mario Williams is inactive.
Well, it starts with Ndamukong Suh. There's no question he is a dominant defensive tackle in this league. He dictates where the ball goes most of the time, and when you add Cameron Wake, the year that he's having at left defensive end to this unit, it looks really intimidating, and Jared Goff's not going to be able to hold the ball long with these guys hunting after him all day.
Second down, 15. Gurley into a crowd with nowhere to go and maybe to the 35-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd and long, an early test for the rookie quarterback. And the Ram offense scoring the fewest points of any team in the NFL. Thus the reason for Case Keenum, who had started at quarterback for the Rams up until this point, was replaced. And the reason that many feel the running game with Todd Gurley hadn't been able to get going because there wasn't the deep threat. Benny Cunningham checks in at running back on 3rd and 13. Jared Goff in the pocket and on the move with nowhere to go. And gets rid of it. Gets knocked down once he got rid of it. Jason Jones applying the pressure.
Well, I think Jared Goff, in order to be successful today, is going to have to get the ball out of his hands. I know he's athletic enough, functionally athletic enough to get out of the pocket, but it is not going to pay dividends against this defense that plays so fast up front. And not a great start for your rookie quarterback.
Jarvis Landry back to receive as Johnny Hecker booms this punt. Fair catch called for inside the 20. And that's where the Dolphin offense will take over. Ryan Tannehill, astounding number, starting all 73 possible games since 2012, his rookie season. Rondé, he started immediately, unlike what the Rams have done with Jared Goff.
And Ryan Tannehill, I question sometimes how people judge him so poorly. He's had a great, really, start to his career numerically, but today it's about this offensive line. 3 new starters, or I guess 3 starters starting at different places with Albert out at left tackle, and that could be a factor to this offense today that has been playing well because of that offensive line.
Mike Pouncey with hip problems, inactive. Anthony Steen, the center. Jay Ajayi, the running back. And Ryan Tannehill with a quick pass to Deion Sims, who gets up near the 29-yard line. Robert Quinn, who had a dehydration scare and was in the hospital earlier this week, back out there for the Rams. Alec Ogletree, his first season being moved to middle linebacker. And Troy Hill, one of the backup defensive backs, inactive today.
Well, this Rams defense is a fun one to watch now. They have a bunch of DBs on the grass. LaMarcus Joyner, Mark Barron, both ex-DBs. They essentially play dime all game long. Be interesting to see how Ryan Tannehill and Case match up with this fast defense of the Rams.
On 2nd and 1, Tannehill flips to Jarvis Landry. Here comes a flag as he gets to the 30-yard line. Good enough for a first down, but we'll check the flag.
Pass interference. Offense, number 11. 10-yard penalty. Replay, 2nd down.
Well, he's just too far down the field blocking before that pass was thrown. And it was kind of a broken play, a little unique design, a little sprint out. But Parker, guilty of the crime, and backs him up another 5 yards.
There is the youngest coach currently in the NFL, Adam Gase, who calls the plays. The quarterback whisperer did wonderful things with Jay Cutler, and then prior to that with Peyton Manning in Denver. penalty. Ryan Tannehill from the pocket. Pass complete to Kenny Stills, but short of the first down.
3 straight passes to start this football game. It's a little unique because I came in here thinking you get the ball to Jay Ajayi, let him try to run through defense. That's the way they operate. But a lot of confidence in Ryan Tannehill, and got a 3rd and 4 here. See if he can convert and get this off to a fast start on the road. It's going to be tough to win here in LA against this defense.
Need to get to the 29 for a first down. Damian Williams has come in. He can catch the ball from the backfield. A very good receiver as a running back. See if the Rams dial up pressure. They do. Tannehill flips it, and here's a flag down and incomplete. Trying to go to Williams as Tannehill gets knocked down.
I think you're going to get an illegal pick here. Is pretty obvious to me as I saw this that the pick was farther down the field than a yard.
There is no foul for offensive pass interference, and the ball is incomplete. 4th down.
Thanks for proving me wrong, Gene. You're going to see it going here and just try to pick off Ogletree right there, who's in primary coverage. You know, good acting job. He fooled me. Didn't get the officials.
Each team defensively doing their job. Matt Darr, 2nd-year punter from Tennessee. And Tavon Austin, always dangerous. 3 punt return touchdowns in his career, but none this year. At the 20, goes up the sideline, gets knocked out of bounds up across the 32-yard line. The rain has subsided here. Ball and field somewhat slick. Round 2 for Jared Goff at a scoreless game.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency.
Jared Goff, after a penalty, backed him up at incompletion. And the first offensive series forced to punt, ready to go here. Said that one of his strengths was throwing into tight windows and an even-keeled temperament. He didn't get too high, too low, but don't mistake his laid-back California cool for a competitive guy. With a 1st and 10, just beyond the 31-yard line. Todd Gurley, the back. Tavon Austin has the football and spins. Here's a flag as he gets up near the 39-yard line.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense number 47. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
It looked like Kiko Alonso.
And it was Kiko Alonso. And if you were worried about identifying, those orange gloves give him away.
He had the big interception return that won the game in San Diego.
Kiko Alonso was playing very well at middle linebacker for this unit. He's active, he's fast, he's showing his navel all day long. I don't really get that, but the guy is a good football player. He's been a good addition to this defense.
With the penalty, it moves the ball all the way to the Miami 46. Goff completes, and falling down around the 44-45-yard line, Tyler Higbee, the rookie tight end. Let's check it down on the field with Jennifer Hale.
Well, Chris, public expectations for Jared Goff's first start are high, but his teammates are being a bit more realistic. I talked with 2015 top 10 pick Todd Gurley. He told me he warned Goff, ignore public expectations. You're going to make mistakes. Just make sure you learn from them and create your own experience. Wise words, Chris.
All right, thank you. After a 2nd down, 3 now. Make that 7. They only picked up 3 on that catch to Higbee.
Wait, 20! What's that?
Pressure coming. Pass is caught. Inside the 30, down the 25 is Kenny Britt. And boy, did Jared Goff get rid of that football in a hurry.
Well, one thing you do with a quarterback when you bring pressures, you clean it up for him. And you're going to see the pressure come right through the middle. But watch Jared Goff, recognizes it right away, gets it to his receiver, Kenny Britt. picks up a big first down. I'm actually surprised that Vance Joseph, the defensive coordinator here, brought pressure on Jared Goff this early, because all he needs to do is get one guy to win, and he picks up some nice yardage.
A pickup of 19, 2 out of 4 early here for Goff, just over 20 yards, but a first down for Goff, who gives to Gurley. And a big hole for Todd Gurley toward the end zone. It's a touchdown, LA Rams.
Well, we said Jared Goff would open up the running game. How about that? Watch the movement of the line this way, and then the cut back by Todd Gurley. You see Saffold, the left guard, get a great block, number 76 in your screen. We haven't seen a lane like that for the Rams in a long time, and Todd Gurley, a crease runner, takes it to the house.
His 4th touchdown rushing this season. And his first run of over 20 yards. He had 11 of those last year. Lining up for the extra point, Greg Zuerlein, to make it a 7-0 Ram lead. And it's good. A 24-yard touchdown run by Todd Gurley after Jared Goff set him up on a 19-yard pass play. The Rams lead at the Coliseum in the opening quarter.
Today's game is sponsored by Bud Light. Make the right call. Drink responsibly.
Todd Gurley, the score. The Rams in their last 3 games had just 2 touchdowns. They already have 1 in the opening quarter. As Goff, his first touchdown drive, capped off by the Gurley run. Back to receive Jakeem Grant and Kenyon Drake. Dolphins, the only team in the NFL with both a kick return for a touchdown and a punt return for a touchdown. Zuerlein kicking off. They've held opponents to an average drive start of the 23-yard line, best, I should say second best in the league, and this will be down, and they'll come out to the 25-yard line. A little pushing and shoving going on down there after the ball sailed into the end zone. Dolphins were 1-4 at one point. The only win was that OT game against Cleveland. The offensive line came together healthy. They've ripped off 4 wins in a row coming into this game.
Yeah, Brendan Albert's missed time this year. Mike Pouncey had missed time. And if you ask any of the Dolphins offensive players or staff, they say when those 5 guys got together, it turned into a new team. They were more efficient running the football. The quarterback was protected. But today with Albert out and Laramie Tunsil having to play left tackle and Herbert playing left guard, it's a difference. You got a new center in there, Anthony Steen, so keep an eye on those 3 guys to the left side of this offense and see if they're able to step up today.
Ajayi's first carry today with a little stiff arm. He goes out of bounds up near the 30. Alec Ogletree was over there.
Jay Ajayi is just a violent runner, as he just self-described himself.
He said, I'm an angry runner.
Angry and violent, and every little 5-yard run, whatever it is, 10-yard run, it's brings with a lot of emotion and a lot of power. Fun guy to watch play.
He leads the NFL with an average of 5.7 yards a carry, over 700 yards rushing, and a 4-yard pickup there. Shoved down, a strong play by T.J. McDonald.
Chris, it's hard to run laterally on this Rams defense. Everything bounces, and they just have so many bodies flying to the football. Doesn't matter if it's the defensive front, the linebackers, secondary. T.J. McDonald playing in his home stadium, played here at USC. Taking a big tackle.
His father, Tim, of course, a 49er and Cardinal, 13 years in the NFL. The only USC player in this game on either roster that's active. 3rd down and 5. Tannehill completes, but short of the first down is Jarvis Landry. He got knocked down right away.
There's LaMarcus Joyner. I love LaMarcus Joyner. 5'8". I don't even know how much he weighs. 174 pounds. Plays like a linebacker. Starts in their base unit. I told you they play a lot of dime, but he is a physical football player. Nice tackle to get them off on third down.
Jeff Fisher's defense once again forcing a fourth down punt. Matt Darr. Last time, remember, Tavon Austin gave the Rams good field position. Returning the punt up across the 30. He's standing at the Ram 20. And we'll have a chance here. Backpedaling. And then he slices toward the middle of the field. Trying to turn the corner. He hesitates and all that as Austin gets out around the 25-yard line. Third time running the offense in this opening quarter for Jared Goff.
Today's Game on Fox is sponsored by Nissan. Innovation that excites. By McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by Microsoft Surface, the affiliate of the NFL.
Grande Barber, Chris Myers here at the Coliseum. Much needed rain in Southern California. It wasn't in the forecast really until later in the day, but it's come early and it's sprinkling again as Goff on his third try, second possession, drove him in for a touchdown.
All the way to 42.
Inside handoff to Gurley with nowhere to go. Jordan Phillips making the play for Miami. And they said even with the rookie, he had prepared as if he was number one since the second week of the season, that they weren't going to scale back anything on the offense with Jared Goff.
I thought it was interesting the way that Coach Fisher told us about his progress. Week one, he sat him at the number 3, so there was no pressure for him to have to play. Put him in just so he sees all mechanics of the offense, and then put him in as the number 2, so he was one snap away from playing. And I think that mentality helped him develop and be where he is right now.
Facing a 2nd and 13 after the big loss by the Dolphin defense. Goff to throw, and in a crowd, held on too short of the 30-yard line. Brian Quick. He's got tall receivers, and Goff himself is 6'4". Quick is 6'3", just like Kenny Britt.
Well, you got a rookie quarterback. You need your receivers to make some plays for him. Brian Quick makes a great catch right there. You talked about what he told us, being able to throw into tight windows. There was 3 Miami Dolphins in that screen right there that could have made a play, but his receiver did him a favor, caught that pass for him.
From the 30, they need 7 yards. Benny Cunningham in the backfield. Pressure picked up. Pass is high and incomplete for Brian Quick. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, the one thing that I have seen watching his preseason film, just some of the scouting reports that you get off, he does miss a couple of throws high. His platform gets a little off and he doesn't step into it and they sail on him. But that's much like all rookies. They got little things to learn and little mechanical things that he can get better on.
And you said, too, you know, probably a little nervous your first game as much as you prepare. Johnny Hecker, one of just 4 punters with 70 or more yard punts in back-to-back games. This one with a fair catch at the 30. And that's where Miami will take over on offense. Only score of the game, a Todd Gurley touchdown run. Tomorrow night, National Geographic invites you to go to Mars. Join humankind's greatest event out. Now we made Mars home. The new series Mars continues tomorrow night on National Geographic. Speaking of Mars, 82,000 plus here, sold out again at the Coliseum. First down from the 30, Jay Ajayi knocked down right around the line of scrimmage. With that offensive line reshuffle that you've talked about, Ronnie, it's just a different Dolphin team early than we've seen the last 4 games.
Well, I mean, how can it not be? Those 2 guys, Pouncey and Albert, are just such good, not only pass blockers, but they understand the run scheme. I don't know if there's a better center getting to the 2nd level than Mike Pouncey, and him being out will definitely affect the way they run the football and some of the plays that they'll call today.
After no gain, Tannehill with a quick pass, and First down over the 40. That's Devontae Parker coming off his best game. He had over 100 receiving yards and 5 catches. Had been battling a hamstring, but he's running a lot better.
And he's the guy that's key to this passing offense. Obviously, you love Jarvis Landry. Kenny Stills can take the top off of any defense, but as a possession guy and a guy that can beat one-on-one matchups, Devontae Parker has to show up week in and week out, and he has been doing that the past couple of weeks.
Tannehill 4 out of 5. Picked up 12 there.
Hey, 2-6. 180.
Ajayi has room. Down the sideline. Still going. Knocked out around the 23 of the Rams by Ogletree. What a run from Jay Ajayi. 37 yards.
Watch him just squeeze right through this gap, right through here. Jay Ajayi, little pull block, arm tackles do not affect this dude, and when he gets in the open field, he is a powerful runner. He's been doing this all year. You wonder how a guy who most people have never heard of rushes for 200 yards 2 times in a row because of gains like that. And good job by that offensive line, what we were just talking about, opening up a nice lane for him.
Catching his breath, Kenyon Drake, the rookie from Alabama, comes in. Tannehill open, overthrew Devontae Parker. He was open. There is a flag down.
Holding. Offense number 70. 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
That call on the right tackle, Jawan James. Ryan Tannehill, by the way, the one of just 3 quarterbacks with 15,000 yards or more in his first 4 seasons. Peyton Manning and Dan Marino the others. And going against the Greg Williams defense today, hoping to make up on 1st and 20 some of the yardage lost by the penalty. Drake has it. Knocked down at the 30.
You mentioned that stat on Ryan Tannehill. I was shocked when I saw that this week, and I don't think a lot of people put him in that kind of rarefied air, I guess, if you want to say it, with Peyton Manning and Dan Marino. But the guy has thrown for a lot of yards. He's only gotten better this year, and I was shocked when I was reading some of the clips this week, and people were asking for him to be benched early in the year. The guy has done a lot of good things as a quarterback for this football team, and I think he's only getting better under Case.
Second down, 19. Rain continuing to fall lightly here. Tannehill with the screen. Ajayi, it took him a while to catch the football. He's going to lose yardage. Alec Ogletree, the hero last week against the Jets with the late takeaway on the play here.
Alec Ogletree is a heck of a football player. Right here, watch him read this screen. He's got Ajayi man-to-man, goes through that mesh of bodies. Doesn't fall for the play fake, does his job. Nice tackle.
Third down, if they get nothing, you're looking at a long field goal if they opt that way. Need to get inside the 15 for a first down. Tannehill trying to get something back, but nowhere to go for Jarvis Landry. Tremaine Johnson with the tackle, and now you're in that area of would you punt it?
And no going here. Tremaine Johnson sniffed this thing out from the get-go, and this Dolphins team really isn't a great screen team. Adam Gase even told us that one of the mechanics of his offense is the screen, and they just aren't very good at executing it, and it showed up right there. Good play by this Rams secondary.
Well, it's 4th and 24. Even a field goal try would be in the 55 or more neighborhood. There's Adam Gase, who's leaving his offense on the field. Unless they're trying to draw the Rams offside or hope for a pass interference penalty.
I'm not going to question this until after I see the play.
And they'll take the penalty, delay a game, and leave room for their punter.
There's no way he was going for that.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
There's Jeff Fisher, who, remember, back in 2012 had the choice of taking the Dolphins job or the Rams job. And joining the Rams, the Dolphins have used 3 coaches since. As Tavon Austin will be back to receive the punt. Matt Darr trying to drop this inside the 10-yard line. A high kick. Letting it go. Well done by the Dolphins special teams. He dropped it, it bounced it. Austin passed up the fair catch, and the Rams will start inside their own 5-yard line. The first pick, Jared Goff watched Dak Prescott make 9 starts. Carson Wentz also 9. Cody Kessler made 7 rookie quarterbacks. Jacoby Brissett made a couple for the Patriots. Paxton Lynch a start for the Broncos. All rookie quarterbacks before the number 1 choice. They traded 6 draft picks, moved up 14 spots, did the Rams, to draft Goff number 1. And is there an advantage to waiting, sitting, and watching for 9 games?
I think there is. I mean, at some point you got to trust your coach's decision on whether or not to play him. And Dak Prescott obviously goes in because Tony Romo was hurt almost out of necessity and plays well. And then Carson Wentz in Philadelphia, you get the trade with Sam Bradford going to Minnesota, so he jumps in there. But I don't think Jared Goff was ready. And he talked to his coaches. They say he needed some extra development. He needed time to study the game, how to call plays in the huddle, all those little things he got better at in those 10 weeks he was sitting behind Case Keenum.
And to take the snap from center instead of a spread offense and shotgun. From the 2-yard line, Todd Gurley, not a lot of room.
You know, the one thing too with Jared Goff, Case Keenum, the way he prepares, I think Jared Goff needed to see that. He needed to see how a pro goes to work every single day. And we were talking to Chris Winkie this week, and he told us that was probably the one thing that he learned most, how to get ready for each and every week. And Jared Goff admitted that the mechanics of the week, how to go through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, is something he had to learn. And sitting behind these guys definitely helped.
After a loss of 1, not a lot of room for error here. Gurley to run again with a big hole. Todd Gurley all the way up near the 20-yard line, and a first down for the Rams. Bacardi Rambo may have saved a touchdown. Gurley has the only touchdown in this opening quarter.
You're going to see a good block here right there by the tight end, 88. Opening up Todd Gurley, getting it to the safety. That's the worst position you can be in for a safety, a free running back.
The kid from Cal has the Rams out in front of the red-hot Dolphins as we have finished the opening quarter here in Los Angeles. With Rondé Barber, our Fox NFL crew, Chris Myers with you. And glad to have you watching here at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. Todd Gurley with 40 rushing yards already as we start the second quarter at a 7-0 Ram lead. Jared Goff to throw and going deep for the sideline. Kenny Britt over there and no flags. That's Byron Maxwell on the coverage. But the running game of Todd Gurley and the holes being opened up by this Ram offensive line.
Yeah, watch Greg Robertson, 73 and 88. Kendricks right there. I mean, that is a big, gaping hole. And I tell you, if you're going to run against the Miami Dolphins defense, you're running away from Ndamukong Suh. So you'll see a lot of runs from these Rams go to the quarterback's left side because Ndamukong usually is on the left side of the defense for the Miami Dolphins.
That's Gurley as a receiver to the bottom of your screen on 2nd and 10. Going that way, incomplete, a little bit high for Tyler Higbee. Let's get a game break. Say hi to Carissa Thompson. Hey, Carissa.
Hi, Chris. We head to Seattle. Russell Wilson hands it off to CJ Prosise, and he does the rest. A 72-yard touchdown run, the longest play of the year for Seattle after a missed extra point. Seattle's up 6-0. Chris, we now have 11 missed extra points, the most in NFL history today.
That is amazing. We'll be watching that closely here. And of course, the Rams beat Seattle, the leaders of the NFC West, earlier in the year. They also beat Arizona. Cardinals losing today at Minnesota. 3rd down and 10. Benny Cunningham in. Goff's pass. Brian Quick hangs on and gets the first down. That extra lunge towards the 30 was enough.
Well, this is what he does well. He can get the ball out of his hands, makes really quick decisions. I even saw that in the preseason, even though he struggled. But again, his receiver, Brian Quick, making a nice catch for him in man-to-man coverage.
And the Rams don't like the spot. This might be challenged by Jeff Fisher based on fans here were booing a bit. That line superimposed, so not as official as the actual chain link.
Well, he does have that extra effort and fight. And I think it's past that line to gain.
Well, one official came running up.
See where his knee is down right there. Yeah, he's short. Look at his knee. Sorry.
And they measure
right there.
Well, that's how close. So it's 4th down. That was a great effort.
At first, I thought you were correct that it was a first down, but
he is going to challenge.
I think on replay, there's not going to be enough there for them to overturn this.
Yeah, Jeff Fisher has not had a challenge this year, and
yeah, look at his knee down right there. Ball is short of that imposed line.
Well, you don't know when the knee is down. Remember, the forearm wouldn't count, but it looks like it's down at a touch there. It looks like the officials got it right.
Los Angeles is challenging the ruling on the field as it relates to a first down. Timeout.
So it's ruled a 4th down short, challenged by Jeff Fisher.
Today's game is sponsored by Burger King. Now get 3 large pancakes for only 89 cents, only at Burger King. By the new 2017 Jeep Grand Cherokee, free to be. And by Walmart. Find gifts, groceries, and more this season.
Ram punting unit on its way out after the challenge by Jeff Fisher.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. The runner was short of the line to gain. Los Angeles will be charged with its first timeout of the half. They have 1 challenge remaining for the remainder of the game.
It's a little early to challenge something like that, although it's a big play in terms of maintaining possession.
Well, I think he wanted to see, but there's just not enough there. His ankle, his shin were close to the ground. It's just there was nothing that was going to overturn that. But that's an interesting challenge for me early in a football game. And you were just telling me that Jeff Fisher hasn't challenged all year, so interesting that he decided to do it right there.
Hecker backing up inside the 15. Down to the 10. And Bradley Marquez with a special teams play on Jarvis Landry. A quick way to flip the field. That's what Hecker and the special teams unit does so well.
So many good special teams players on this football team. And actually, Jeff Fisher told us yesterday or 2 days ago that this guy has been showing up more and more. Bradley Marquez flying down the field, making a nice stop, put them inside the 20-yard line.
That's a 61-yard punt.
Are you surprised?
Old Hecker there can deliver it.
That guy, he is enormous when you stand next to him on the field, and the power and the touch in his leg is impressive. Not that I know much about punters, but
a 2-time Pro Bowler, undrafted rookie free agent in his 5th year, and the Dolphins are back at the 12-yard line. And nowhere to run. There's 9 or 10 Rams clogging that hole in a hurry.
Well, this is what we were talking about earlier in the game. Position, the personnel that the Miami Dolphins have to put on the field. You see LaMarcus Joyner coming back in the game. So unless there's 3 tight ends in the game, they're going to be playing with 6 DBs essentially. And it just makes it hard to call plays for Adam Gase when you know that they have that much skill on that side of the ball.
Ajayi remains the back. He's got 45 yards rushing. Most of that came on one big run of 35+. 2nd and 8. Tannehill to Kenny Stills. Oh, and what a hit. Maurice Alexander
when you're playing the Los Angeles Rams, it's not. This is what they do and do best. And this hit is clean as you can possibly imagine. Just listen to this. You got a defense that flies around, runs with the football, and you got other guys holding up. You're going to take some hits on offense. And Devontae Parker and Landry come over there to help out their buddy, but that's just football. That's just football.
Well, Stills came in with a sore neck. He'll be sore in other places after that. Damian Williams in on 3rd and 5. They need to get up to the 22 for a first down. Tannehill 7 out of 8, 30 yards plus. Pressure coming, and LaMarcus Joyner with a sack.
Have I said I love LaMarcus Joyner yet? I love the way this little dude plays, man.
That number 20 looks like that guy who played for the Buccaneers during their heyday.
Watch the line spread around here. Open it up for LaMarcus Joyner off the edge. And Williams, the running back, is late to slide over in protection. Nice sack by LaMarcus Joyner.
For those that weren't Buccaneer fans, your number with the Buccaneers.
I asked him if he copied me. He said, no, I didn't know who you are.
He kissed because he cared. Ball bounces, but picked up at the 42. And Pharaoh Cooper will go down inside the Ram 40. They're still going at it, and here comes a flag. The carryover from the previous play before the punt.
Come in and play the Rams. You better get ready to get bullied, and you can't let the emotions of the game get the better of you. And right now, Dolphins are a little flustered with the physical nature of this football team on the other sideline.
You can see Gene Steratore talking to Jeff Fisher. Remember the Dolphins who won in San Diego, they stayed out in California in Carlsbad and then bust down yesterday here in Los Angeles to get ready for this game. Well, technically they would have come up.
That's up, right?
Yeah, on the freeway. Even though they were in traffic, though, no matter which way you go in Los Angeles. Well, let's see what this flag is about. How do you sort this out? But against who?
It's definitely unsportsmanlike against somebody. I'm not sure. Second scrum in as many plays, so you could, or I guess 2 out of 3 plays, you can imagine that, when you get a little chippy, the refs, this is a good job by them, trying to manage the game, control the emotions of both teams, and sometimes the only way to do that is to legislate it with personal fouls. So we'll see who this comes down on.
Remember previously, a year ago, the point of emphasis was to get the agitator, find the guy who's starting it.
After the play, dead ball, personal foul. Miami, number 31, also dead ball, personal foul. Los Angeles, number 59. Those penalties are going to offsets. First down, Los Angeles, timeout.
So Michael Thomas and then Josh Forrest of the Rams. Somehow the officials sorted that out. And we'll play on here in the second quarter. The Rams with the lead. Veteran referee Gene Steratore addressed both coaches and said, keep your players under control so we don't have to flag somebody or toss them out of the game. And then you see Jeff Fisher on the left part of your screen talking to his team, reminding them, all right, play physical, but be careful here. Spotted after the offsetting penalties at the 39. Second personal foul against either one of those players, and they're out of the game. Todd Gurley up to the 42-yard line. Gurley, who started his career racking up 100-yard games. He topped 100 yards rushing in the first 4 starts of his career last year, but he's done it only once in the last 17 games, none this year.
Well, when the offensive line struggles, as they've been doing a couple of games this year, he's a crease guy. He's not a guy that's going to make people miss in the hole, jump cut back. He needs some clean lanes, and he hasn't seen a lot of them this year so far.
Tavon Austin and the 5'8 receiver / runner goes into a crowd. It'll be third down.
Tavon Austin, I think, is a guy, they got to find a way to get him involved. They've been doing this all year since he's been in St. Louis, now Los Angeles, putting him in the backfield turnaround and using him as a tailback. But one of the things that they were talking about with Tavon Austin that might benefit him is having a taller quarterback in Jared Goff so that he could see over the line, find him in all that little bit of a space, see if he can get him a little bit more active.
Cunningham and Austin in the backfield on 3rd and 6. Goff has misfired on his last couple of throws, but that's caught short of the first down. Kenny Britt. It'll be 4th down. The Rams come in off the victory on the road at the Jets. They had a 4-game losing streak prior to that, and earlier in the year they had a 3-game winning streak. But the offense has never really gotten going, thus the move to the number 1 pick, Jared Goff. And on 4th and a couple, Johnny Hecker back to punt. Jarvis Landry to receive. Goes out of bounds on the sideline inside the 15-yard line of Miami. Adam Gase and his offense take over, trailing.
Today's Game on Fox is sponsored by Citizen Echo Drive watches, powered by Light.
Dolphins back at the Coliseum for the first time since, nearly 3 decades when they made history. Bob Griese to Howard Twilley. This was the perfect season. Jake Scott was the MVP with a couple of interceptions of Billy Kilmer. The Dolphins won 14-7. Where's that unusual Gary Abramian play at the end? Don Shula, the only perfect season by any team in NFL history to start and complete the Super Bowl. Larry Zonka, part of that team. The last Super Bowl here at the Coliseum. 2 played here. I was talking to Bob Griese, still part of the radio broadcast team of the Dolphins. Going over some of the memories. The Dolphins were actually underdogs, unbeaten in that game against the over-the-hill gang Redskins, but won it here at the Coliseum. It's up across the 23-yard line. Clock running, under 10 minutes to play here in the second quarter. The only score, the Todd Gurley touchdown run.
Jay Ajayi just beats you over the head with 9-10-yard runs every time they turn around and hand the ball off. And that left side of the offensive line, give them credit. It's where all the changes were. We talked about it earlier. They are providing some nice little lanes for number 23.
He picked up 9 there. For the first down and more room, flipped into the air across the 31-yard line.
Well, you're the Rams. You're giving your guys a chance to make plays in space, but LaMarcus Joyner tries to go for the tackle. He runs right through it, and that's what Jay Ajayi does. Yards after contact, the guy is as good as anybody in football. And the way that he runs, the violence that we talked about earlier, the way that he runs makes it hard for one single person to bring him to the ground.
Ajayi averaging 8 yards a carry on 8 tries today. After he picked up 11, it's first down from the Miami 33. Parker across the 42 and right on target Tannehill.
Much like Jared Goff early in this game, these little 3-step slants, you know you're giving a closed hole look to the quarterback, so there's a safety in the middle of the field. He knows it's either man-to-man or 3 deep on the outside. All he's got to do is pick up, make an accurate throw, and pick up the first down. That's exactly what Tannehill did right there.
Johnny, a big soccer fan. We mentioned that his mom is from Great Britain, his dad from Nigeria. At age 7, he came over to the U.S., moved to Texas, but is a big fan of Arsenal, the team that's owned by the Rams owner, Stan Kroenke.
Arsenal drew with Manchester United yesterday. I was giving him flack because he's an Arsenal fan. I'm a Man U fan. They stole the point yesterday.
Well, Ajayi said in another life he was a soccer star and he would wake up and watch the NFL on TV. He's a receiver now at the top of your screen. On second down from the 42, room to run for Ryan Tannehill, and he'll take it out of bounds in Ram territory near the first down marker.
Well, that's what Ryan Tannehill could do for you, right? He's got that athleticism. You get guys dropping back into coverage. He's very apt to pull it down and run and pick up necessary yardage that he got there for the first down.
He passed Bob Greasy for rushing yards from a quarterback, the Dolphin franchise record. The former wide receiver at Texas A&M, who really was only a couple of years at quarterback when he was drafted in the opening round.
We have an injury on the Los Angeles fence. Suspend play until the injured player is taken care of.
You heard our referee reference Josh Forrest, the injured Ram. So play has been held up.
Well, Josh Forrest, you see that block and I think is his own guy that runs into his leg. And the reason they suspended that play is because Josh Forrest was on the football field as a player, and they needed to get a sub in for him. Good job by Territory.
Yeah, Jarvis Landry and E.J. Gaines collision over there. Forrest was one of the players with Michael Thomas involved in the penalty assessment for unsportsmanlike conduct. Certainly hope he's okay. The rookie from Kentucky, drafted in the 6th round. Well, it's been a defensive struggle for these two teams. Rams trying to go to 5-5. The Dolphins with a 5-4 record, trying to get their 6th win and their 5th straight. They haven't had a winning streak this good in 8 years.
Well, this game so far has been about the running backs. Both Ajayi with 68 yards in the first half and Todd Gurley with 43 is not what I expected from the respective defensive fronts of either football team today to give up this kind of yardage.
Contain Jay Ajayi. Here's Carissa with another game break. Carissa?
Thanks, Chris. Eagles in Seattle. Billy down by 6. Carson Wentz to Zach Ertz for that 4-yard touchdown reception. It's Ertz's first of the year. Eagles up 7-6. Chris?
Thank you. Carson Wentz, one of those rookies we talked about that played well ahead of Jared Goff. And when we asked him about that, he said, well, every situation's different. Dak Prescott behind that offensive line wasn't expected to play with injury. Tannehill was thrown right in his rookie year. Now it is 5th, trying to lead the Dolphins on 2nd and 10. He has it. And getting his arms up was Tremaine Johnson. Tannehill tried to throw it through him.
Well, Tremaine Johnson is really playing just kind of as a flat defender, but I thought this was a completion. I don't even know that Ryan Tannehill saw Tremaine Johnson hiding there in the flat. Kenny Stills was wide open on that sideline.
Johnson, rather tall for a safety. It's 6'2", for a corner specifically. And almost made a big interception. We've not had a turnover in this game. On 3rd down, pressure coming. Tannehill hit as he let it go. T.J. McDonald on a safety blitz.
Greg Williams is dialing up these kind of blitzes here, get the whole defensive front moving one way, screwing up the protection for the Miami Dolphins, and man, just a clean hit on your quarterback. That's something they got to go to the sideline to figure that out. Ryan Tannehill cannot take those kind of blows over and over today.
Well, he told us last night when we met with him, we know that Jeff Fisher and that defense, they love to blitz. We have to be ready for it.
Well, they're very multiple, the Greg Williams defense. They blitz on third down, they'll drop back and play coverage. It's very difficult to figure out what they're trying to do sometimes.
Matt Darr with another excellent punt, and Austin Downs inside the 10 where the Ram offense will take over after the LA Ram defense took care of Tannehill. Coliseum, home of the USC Trojans, Thanksgiving weekend, a pair of Pac-12 games. Friday, Washington State. Saturday, Utah against Colorado. You'll see it on Fox. You can always watch it live on Fox Sports Go. Jared Goff, the headline, 5 out of 10, but Todd Gurley, the only guy who's been in the end zone today. And the defenses otherwise have been tough. 5.5 to play before the half. Backed up where they have been much of the day in the second quarter. Goff to throw. Held on to for a minimal gain. That's Tyler Higbee, the rookie tight end from Western Kentucky. He was his roommate when they first came to training camp. They still pal around together.
He talked about a comfort level with Higbee. He's a young guy. Ball almost comes down. That's a pretty good effort by the young tight end. He's a big dude now.
6'6".
He is a great target. Hasn't had a lot of looks. Kendricks is getting most of them, but don't be surprised if they develop a relationship at some point in Jared Goff's first year here.
We're good. We're good. Huh? Good. 83. Wait, 20. What's up?
A delay to Todd Gurley, and the Dolphins were ready for it. It'll bring up third down. Earl Mitchell, who last week returned from injury, made an immediate impact and has been strong up front.
Earl Mitchell is a guy that brings so much energy, and Adam Gase told us he had fresh legs last week. See if he can maintain that kind of energy to the defensive front. But it sets up a third long here for Jared Goff and this Rams offense.
And you just saw the defenses have had the upper hand. Nobody has converted a first down today. Not yet. Third and 10, blitz coming, and Goff on the move. He's got a receiver open for a first down. He completes to Lance Kendricks up the sideline. The movement and also the size for Goff to see the field made that play work.
Yeah, you'll see a little bit of a game right here. You'll see 91 come into your screen and just push the pocket. Jared Goff does a really good job here, keeping his eyes down the field. He wasn't looking at that rush there. Finding his receiver, Kendricks, in the flat, and they pick up the much-needed first down.
After a gain of 20, the first third down conversion today by either team. Gurley slips out of a tackle, make that Cunningham, and gets back up near the 34, 35-yard line.
The one thing I like about Benny Cunningham, and I think everybody on the Rams appreciate this, is that he can make something out of nothing. This play should have been dead in the backfield. Get a linebacker in him before, almost as he gets the handoff, and spins out and picks up 6 yards.
Coming off his best game of the season, he had 40 yards against the Jets.
The run game today, I think, has really made it a little more comfortable for Jared Goff. They're able to keep this up. I'm surprised if he starts settling it even more.
Jared Goff, sideline throw, almost intercepted. Excellent defensive play by Tony Lippett, who has a couple of interceptions already this year.
Tony Lippett is, he's really high cut. He's an ex-receiver. I'm surprised he didn't come down with this. This is back in his day, and when he was, Pac-12 receiver of the year, whatever year that was. He was in college. Had 2 interceptions last week. Almost got his third of the season. Developing players, ascending.
Xavier Howard remains out his 6th straight game, the rookie from Baylor, who the Dolphins are excited about at corner. Cunningham back in on 3rd and 4. Goff has a moment. Now he's on the move again. And not sure where to go. So he'll go down. The Dolphins with a sack. Cameron Wake with his 8th of the season.
I think that's your welcome to the NFL moment, Jared Goff. You got to make a decision here, young fella. You don't want to hold the ball this long with this kind of relentless front of the Miami Dolphins. And Cameron Wake, you saw him right there. He goes down, gets up, and finishes the play with authority and gets the sack.
And on that defensive note, we've reached the 2-minute warning. The Rams have a 7-0 lead, getting ready to punt to Miami here at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to itunes.com/NFL. Johnny Hecker, some have joked he's the most valuable player of this Ram team so far this season. Mr. Reliable, his 5th punt already. He has room to air this out. 3 of his first 4 were inside the 20. This one bounces and rolls inside the 25. An excellent punt without a return. First time the Dolphins got to young Jared Goff, and what a teammate Case Keenum is, the quarterback he replaced, helping get the dirt out of his hair. Headlines from some of the games earlier today. The rookie combo of Prescott and Elliott, the Cowboys, their 9th straight win. They rally against Baltimore. And the Giants against the Chicago Bears at home. 5 in a row, that NFC East. The Redskins will play tonight. The Eagles are playing Seattle. Is tight. Piece of halftime report with all the highlights and updated scores coming up. Rondé Barber, Chris Myers, Jen Hale down on the field. It's misting now. An unusual Southern California day here, and you wonder if it's affected the passing game.
Well, you got to imagine that, yeah, it does, but who knows? And nobody expected rain to come down here, but down here working on the mic, I think, in the quarterback's helmet before he came back onto the football field.
Plays sent in to Tannehill. Remember, it cuts off 15 seconds before the play clock expires. Comes out throwing, juggling catch at the 27, Deion Sims.
I just think both defenses have played well today, Chris. Other than that early gash run that the Dolphins gave up, both defenses have been getting after the quarterback, stopping the run, getting them the 3rd and long situations, and getting off the football field.
Dolphins have not been held scoreless in a first half this season. They have all 3 of their timeouts. On 2nd and 6 flag. Pass is near the 34-yard line. Let's see if that is good enough for a first or if the penalty is against Miami.
It's going to be encroachment on 94, Robert Quinn down here.
Offside. Defense number 94. Penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down.
And Jennifer telling us that Laramie Tunsil, the rookie who had played guard and tackle for this Dolphin team, headed to the locker room early. So another injury for that Dolphin team on the offensive line.
And Sam Young, who has played primarily right tackle, I believe, in his career, is now over at left tackle where Tunsil was out.
Penalty declined because it was a first down catch. Ajayi remains the back. Tannehill in the pocket, and he'll go down. He had a moment, but give Robert Quinn the sack after he just got called for the penalty.
Well, let me tell you what, this is a heck of an effort play, and he goes right at Sam Young. Watch the effort on this play. That's his favorite move, that little step through and just crawling and tripping up Tannehill. Man, what an effort. Great play by Robert Quinn. Only his 3rd sack of the year. You know how dominant of a pass rusher he can be, and he showed why just there.
A loss of 10. Clock continues to run. Jay Ajayi runs, hit hard across the 31-yard line. Dolphins.
I think they're going to be pretty content. Yeah, I think they're going to be content to go to the halftime.
I'm surprised the Rams might not try to call a timeout and force them to punt.
And there you go.
There's Jeff Fisher.
Did you call down to him and say, call timeout, coach?
Well, it was nice talking to Jeff Fisher. Of course, played at USC. Remember the story. Everybody remembers your first NFL game, Jared Goff playing, but the first one you went to, remember he said his father, Roger, brought him at age 8 to the Coliseum to see the Rams play the Eagles, and Jeff could rattle off everybody in that lineup, their numbers, who played where. And years later, he coaches the Rams in their return to Los Angeles, but fighting for a winning record and counting on that guy to get him there.
I've been impressed. His numbers aren't going to blow you away when you look at him at halftime, completing 7 of his 13 passes for only 60 yards, but he's been calm in the pocket. I haven't seen any real panic from him.
3rd and 12 after the Ram timeout. They have 1 remaining. 22 seconds to play.
Gotta be careful here if you're Miami. Who knows what Greg Williams is going to dial up right here.
They're going to run it to Ajayi, and it'll be 4th down. The Rams will probably use that last timeout. Maybe try to break Tavon Austin on a punt return.
Yeah, like I said, I think Miami was trying to be conservative there and just get to halftime.
Talked about some of the games from earlier today. Let's check back in Los Angeles.
Coming up on the Visa halftime, the Cowboys try to strut their way to 9-1. Marcus Mariota and Indiana. What? I don't think Conor McGregor has anything to worry about. We'll talk football on the Visa halftime. What was that?
White. I'm just too white.
He's always said. How about did you see Jay Ajayi on the pregame show talked about Terry Bradshaw's butchering of his pronunciation of his name, and he said a lot of people do it. Don't feel bad, Terry.
Oh,
Terry didn't feel
I'm
bad.
working with that guy every Sunday. Goodness.
Jared Goff on the pregame show, and I talked to him Monday. I reminded him that the Dolphins have knocked quarterbacks out of games 3 times this year. He said, well, I didn't know that. I hope I'm not the next.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
So far, so good. Yeah, they've only gotten to him once. Tavon Austin as Matt Darr drives this out of bounds without any chance of a return, and 10 seconds remain before the half. At age 22, Goff waiting until the 10th game of this season to get his first NFL action of any kind, getting the start. 7 out of 13, 62 yards, hasn't made any major mistakes, and led them to the drive that Todd Gurley scored on the touchdown run.
Well, some of the things he's done well. He's made some quick decisions, got the ball out of his hands and completed some of those slants or whatnot. Can't hold on to the football. Even if he's trying to find plays down the field, that's when he took that big hit. But again, I'll reiterate, when you get help from a Todd Gurley in your running game, it's going to make his first game that much more pleasant, I should say.
We expected a defensive struggle. It's rare for a number 1 overall pick at his first start to get a win, at least at the half. Goff and the Rams lead 7-0. California halftime report is coming up. Today's excitement brought to you by the new Nissan Titan. Ram fans excited about the debut of their number 1 draft pick, the league's number 1 draft pick, Jared Goff. Nothing spectacular but steady. 7 out of 13, 62 yards, has led the Rams and Todd Gurley to the only touchdown of the game. And that's today's excitement, brought to you by the new Nissan Titan. Rondé Barber, Chris Myers. We can see the Hollywood sign out in the distance in the mist as the rain falls. Who sang It Never Rains in Southern
Albert Hammond, Tony.
Well, it's raining, and the Ram defense shutting out Miami, Rondé. That's allowing the rookie quarterback in his debut, Jared Goff, to be patient.
Well, he hasn't made any mistakes, nothing glaring anyway. And you got to give him credit for what he's been able to do in a tough situation right now against a tough Miami defense that's playing pretty well.
The Dolphin offense gets the ball. Ajayi, we know what he can do. Tannehill, they've moved the ball. They just haven't been close to scoring.
Yeah, you got to give credit to the other defense, the Ram defense. They've been flying around all day. You've seen the couple of hits, the altercations that resulted because of it, and expect more of the same in the second half. That's how these two teams win football games. They play close to the vest and give your quarterback, and they hope Jared Goff, if you're the Rams, has the ability to do it. Give themselves a chance to win it at the end.
What have you seen in him in the first half that has stood out that you like?
It's patience. He's not trying to push the ball down the field when he doesn't have anything, and I think he's been very smart with the football, and that's what they promised us, that he was going to do the right things, take it slow, and when he he gets his opportunities, he'll take advantage of them.
And Jeff Fisher said you won't be defined by this one game. He's not a Hollywood guy, is Jared Goff, even though he's playing near Hollywood. As the kick sails into the end zone, Dolphins will take it on the 25-yard line, as is his usual custom to start the second half. Here's Jeff Fisher.
We're going to kick off this way, get a stop, get the ball, get points, and more points and more points. That's a hell of a first half. We got to convert a couple third downs, run the football, keep doing what you're doing on defense on third down. They're 0 for 5. Okay? So let's go, man. Let's go.
Appreciate Jeff Fisher allowing us to kind of dip that camera into the huddle with his men as he does that, his team, before the start of the second half. Quick to point out the third down conversion advantage, but he'd like his defense, Ronnie, to come up with more takeaways, maybe create scoring opportunities.
Well, the one thing they can't do is press. And again, you talk about Jared Goff being patient. The defense also has to be patient. Continue to do what they do. The tide will turn for them. They just keep playing the way they're playing.
Ajayi, remember that field slick, thrown down for a loss right away on the first down carry. And Aaron Donald, first time we've mentioned his name today.
This guy is just amazing, right? You talk about Ndamukong Suh, I'll take this guy just as much. Look at the penetration, the swim move. Just no chance for Jay Ajayi to get any type of runnage. And between Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh, you talk about stops in the backfield. Plays where the running back is hit in the backfield. Those two guys have led the league since they've been in the NFL.
Donald said he studied Ndamukong Suh coming into the league. Also Geno Atkins of Cincinnati. He studied well. Tannehill, second down, dropped. Did he hang on? Marquise Gray did hold the wet football, almost slipped out of his hands. Let's check in down the field with Jennifer.
Chris, an excited Jared Goff, one of the first players out of the Rams locker room. Jeff Fisher agrees with you and Rondé. Very pleased with the composure that he has shown in this game. Fisher would like to let Goff throw it more, but this weather just not cooperating. So expect to see more of the run game this half. Meanwhile, a frustrated Miami squad as well.
Thank you, Jennifer. And she updated the Laramie Tunsil injury right before the half, again damaging that offensive line of Miami further. A shoulder injury as it's 3rd and 7. Play clock down to 2. Tannehill from the pocket floats one, and that's intercepted. Waiting for it was T.J. McDonald, and he couldn't hold on at the end. Again, the wet football might have been part of that, and a good hit, or he would have had the pick.
Yeah, you got to come down with these tips and overthrows, right? This is an overthrow. He gets pressure, and they do not come any easier in this. I will give credit, however, to Kenny Stills here for fighting through that, what should have been an interception and causing the incompletion.
7 possessions and 7 punts now for the Dolphins. Almost had our first takeaway of this game. Leaving Tavon Austin inside the 25. And that's where the Ram offense will take over.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By the $10 any carry-out deal from Pizza Hut. Only at Pizza Hut. And by Chevrolet. More 2016 J.D. Power Dependability Awards than any other brand.
Dolphins coach Adam Gase called the Miami offense's performance first half disgusting. Shoot out himself and his coaches for the play calling before he addressed the players at halftime. Chris certainly hoping for a turnaround here after just over 100 yards of offense in that first half.
His defense has done their part, and they're on the field again as the Rams take over at the 24-yard line. Tavon Austin is the running back at the moment. Fakes and flips. There was nothing there. Good coverage. The Dolphin defense ready. It'll be 2nd and 10 as Goff gets knocked to the damp turf here at the Coliseum.
He ended up, it's looked like a nothing play, but hold on to this ball long enough, and Cameron Wake slams him to the ground.
Wake has the only sack.
It's good to know his offensive lineman has his back. John
Rob Havenstein.
Yeah.
Tim Barnes, the center, made his 26th consecutive start. Had been bothered by an ankle injury, but good to go today to help the rookie make the right calls in the right spots. Play clock running down. Just got that snap away. And open in the middle of the field is Lance Kendricks. The ball's out, and the Dolphins have it. with the recovery of the fumbled football. First turnover in this game.
Well, Kendricks is looking around, looking for Kiko Alonso, and that's just ball awareness. That's his second calls turnover. He had the interception last week, and I think he recovers his own fumble. That is a good football play. We talked about just recently, Jen did, about this offense not producing here, but they get an opportunity with a takeaway in favorable field position. Let's see if these Dolphins can take advantage of it.
Kiko Alonso, they make the trade from Philadelphia. Some were questioning that. He caused the fumble, recovered the football, and after Miami's 4-3 and out, now the offense takes over at the 37 of the Rams.
Still showing his midriff, too. Good job, Kiko.
That's a South Beach style thing. Leave him alone. Ajayi, the back. Tannehill rolling and throwing. Devontae Parker overthrown, and picking it off in the end zone is Maurice Alexander. Wow. An exchange of turnovers.
Good play design, just a better play by Maurice Alexander. This looked open at first, but safety was in position. Comes down with a tough catch. Got away with a little push there too, I think, buddy. But it's a takeaway.
That was Ryan Tannehill's first turnover in the last 4.5 games, that winning streak. And the first Miami giveaway in the last 52 offensive possessions, with Maurice Alexander with a big-time interception. Rams take over at the 20. Todd Gurley, as a flag flies, and he gets up near the 30. Here comes another flag. Jeff Fisher looks like the backup catcher for the Dodgers. That hat turned back.
Well, they're trying to figure this out. The second flag I saw clearly was a face mask on Kiko Alonso. We'll figure out what this first one was.
2 fouls on the defense. First, defense number 24 lined up in the neutral zone. That penalty is declined. Also, we have personal foul face mask. Defense number 47. That 15-yard foul will be added to the end of the round. First out.
And you'll see again those orange gloves giving them away. Kiko Alonso trying to get into Todd Gurley and pulls him down ever so briefly, but still a personal foul.
Maybe change those gloves to something green that blends into the uniform or the field. Moves the ball to the 44. Second one on him today. That interception is only the 6th for the Ram defense, as Todd Gurley gets up across the 46-yard line.
Go back to that. The wet ball may play something into this, but watch the route here, and Ryan Tannehill gets what he wants. Watch E.J. Gaines, the corner here, 33, go to the ground on this cutback by Devontae Parker. It looks like it's wide open, but great hole safety play by Maurice Alexander. And like I said, he got away with a little touch to the back of the receiver to put him in position to make a great interception.
And Adam Gase, the head coach who calls the plays, going right for the throat there, trying to get the Dolphins on the board with a touchdown right after that turnover.
Can't blame them. Offense is struggling. Why not take a shot when you get into that alumni area within the 40-yard line? It's a good play by that defense.
Gurley on 2nd and 7, and he's going nowhere. That was well played there by Jordan Phillips and also Spencer Paysinger. Officials discussing. Flag down.
Defense number 91 lines up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, replay, second down.
You know, this Miami defense, you know, they are hair trigger kind of guys. And talking to this coaching staff of the Rams, they said they didn't think that the Dolphins would expect Jared Goff to have a hard count in his game. And I don't know if that's what's getting them. I think they're just being careless with their alignment. But that's about the 3rd encroachment offsides penalty that we've seen from this Dolphins defense today.
Second down, 2. Blitz coming. Gurley can't shake that tackle. He'll lose much yardage. Maxwell got to him and wouldn't let go.
Byron Maxwell has really played well here of late. You know, he got benched early in the year, but this is the way runs are designed. Put it on the corner. Make the corner come up and have to put a face on a running back. And if you don't have guys who are going to do it, your defense is going to struggle. But Byron Maxwell proves that you're not going to run out here. You don't care if you're Todd Gurley.
Gurley 10 carries, 52 yards, and the only score in this game. It's now 3rd and 4 from midfield. Benny Cunningham in the backfield with Jared Goff. Time for Goff, and that was covered. Maxwell again, and it looks like a flag. He was trying to go to Kenny Britt.
I think he should have let this one go.
Pass interference. Defense, number 41. Foul, automatic. First down.
Well, he's getting the raw end of the deal here because he's allowed to lay his arm on the back of Kenny Britt right there. He didn't pull him. He didn't affect it. It was a really good play by him. The officials saw it differently, and you get a first down.
Of course, a former defensive back, that never leaves you. Spotted at the 44. 10.5 to play. Benny Cunningham remains in Rams and Dolphin territory. Cunningham. And not a lot happening there. The Dolphins are gearing up. That's Ndamukong Suh for the run, and they've made adjustments not to allow some of the holes we saw in the first half.
Well, Ndamukong Suh, man, he gets knocked to the ground on this play, gets back up, makes the tackle, and you just cannot run towards him. He's right here. He's almost always on the left as a defensive tackle. You see the cut by the offensive guard, but it doesn't matter. When you're as dominant a player as him, there's no stopping him. He gets in and makes that tackle.
At some point, young Jared Goff is going to have to make a throw if the Rams are to increase their 7-0 lead.
Had good balance on offense today, Chris. I think that's helping him.
Protection and incomplete. That never looked open for Todd Gurley.
Pretty good coverage by Paysinger there. That little option route by Todd Gurley. And Jared Goff is the one thing that he's going to have to learn, and he'll learn this as he gets more real reps in football, is that you can't take your first read. He was going there the whole way, and it was covered. He tried to force it in there, and it was an incompletion. But those are the things that time on task. Get real snaps on the center in real games that he'll get better at.
3rd down and 9 from the 44 of Miami. Jared Goff, low and incomplete, trying to go to Kendricks, and it's 4th down.
Well, Jared Goff doesn't possess the ability to extend these plays. I mean, he's said it early in this broadcast. He's got some functional movement, but when the pocket breaks down, he's not going to be a guy that runs around and makes those heroic type throws down the field. And good job by this Miami defense getting off the field after a couple of disadvantageous calls they had on defense there. And the defensive battle continues here in the LA Coliseum.
Now, this could be a fake. 4th and 9, need to get inside the 35 for a first down. Hecker, a former quarterback in high school, may be trying to draw him off. And they may just want to take the penalty and give him more room to kick it inside the 10 or 20.
Well, their reputation, Fossil's reputation as a special team coach with Jeff Fisher, Miami knows that.
Delay of game, kicking team, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
They left their defense on the field. They didn't even put their return unit out there. They left the 11 guys that just played that last snap on the field because they know they're prone to it. Having that reputation as a special teams that will take risks sometimes helps, sometimes hurts you.
Yard line. Landry on the fair catch, and our official Gene Steratore loves what he does, smiling throughout the day. It's not going to rain on his parade.
Game is sponsored by Verizon. Join the Better Network because better matters.
Always surf weather in Southern California with Rondé Barber, Chris Myers at the damp, drizzly Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, a place that has hosted a couple of Olympics, a couple of Super Bowls, a World Series. A couple of World Series were played here. It's the Rams' home until their new stadium is ready, and that new stadium will also host a Super Bowl. The passion still burns for all the LA Ram fans who have hung in there. The return to Los Angeles in their first year as Tannehill is on the move and gets up there a first down around the 22-yard line.
I like that play call. You're in a backed up situation. You know you have a quarterback that can run. The ball is wet. Haven't had much success completing balls down the field. Put him in a position where he can take advantage of the green grass or find an open receiver. And this guy is fast enough to outrun linebackers in secondary and picks up a quick first down for your offense.
He's third on the team in rushing, his second run today. And good enough for the first down. Johnny hit hard. Ogletree got there first. Let's get a game break. Check in with Kurt Menefee.
All right, a good matchup. Seattle hosting Philadelphia. Look at Russell Wilson. Do you think he's healthy again, guys? On 3rd and 11, finds Jimmy Graham, who also looks healthy again. 35-yard touchdown. Right now it's 16-7. Seahawks at the half. Chris, Rondé, and Jen.
All right, thank you. And the standings up to the moment. Remember, the Rams beat Seattle and Arizona earlier in the year. The Rams finish the year 3 straight NFC West opponents. 2nd and 12 after the tough hit on Ajayi. Tannehill's throw. That was close. He was trying to go to Kenny Stills, and LaMarcus Joyner got in there.
How many times are we going to say this kid's name today? It's a good play. Get that stack formation out to the outside, and I thought he had a chance to intercept that thing, running through that traffic that he had to. Sets up a 3rd and long situation for Miami. They have converted 0 third downs on the day, 0 for 7. Got to get one here. Haven't had a drive yet today.
Jeff Fisher reminded his team of that to start the second half. The job the Rams defense has done on 3rd down. Damian Williams in with Tannehill in the backfield. They need 12. Pressure coming, and Tannehill's on the move. Throwing to an open receiver. Can he get there? Did he hang on? Devontae Parker did not come down with it according to the officials. He gave it a good effort.
He gave it a heck of an effort. And heck of a throw, first of all, by Tannehill moving to his left. But when I ended it, and I think the ball hit the ground just as it was about to fall on his chest here. I think you'll see it here. The officials got this one right.
There it is. It bounced from the ground into his chest. I think Adam Gase is considering a challenge, but already had one challenge from Jeff Fisher that was denied in the first half. It's 4th down. And he is going to challenge.
He got bad information. The replays we just showed is clear that ball hit the ground. He's going to waste the timeout here. Hopefully he doesn't come back to regret this, but you'll see it right there. The ball is underneath the receiver's arm, bounces off the ground and into his chest.
This is the first challenge.
Miami is challenging the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass. Timeout.
First challenge of the head coaching career for Adam Gase. Ruled incomplete on the field. The Dolphins are hoping otherwise. Adam Gase, youngest head coach in the NFL at age 38, his first year with Miami. You could tell there was some hesitancy about going with the challenge.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. It's an incomplete pass. Miami is charged with their first time out of the half. Miami also has one challenge remaining for the remainder of the game. Would the game clock operator please reset the game clock? to 8 minutes, 1 second. 8:01 on the game clock, please.
Well, Adam Gase has an offense that can't get anything going, so I understand why he decided to challenge that. Also, he didn't have his punt team on the field. Probably would have been a delay of game, but it was definitely clear to us that that ball bounced off the ground. And even if it wasn't, I don't think any of those angles showed us definitively that it hit off his arm and into his chest. And if the two officials ruled it incomplete, without enough evidence, they weren't going to overturn that.
He may need that timeout in a one-score game later. Down to 2 at the moment with 8 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Matt Darr from his own 10. Tavon Austin. There's a flag down right away. And Austin works his way up the sideline. There's another flag, and he gets down to around the Miami 30.
A lot of hankies on the ground right here, Chris.
Mentioned Austin has 3 career punt returns for a touchdown. He might have twice that if it wasn't for some of the penalties that have called back some of those. This was a strong return.
This conference might take 5 minutes here. There's a lot going on this play.
Well, the penalties came in at different times on the play.
It wasn't as if 2 or 3 of these guys saw the same picture. There were 3 distinct fouls on this play, and good job. They got it figured out faster than I thought they would.
There are 2 fouls on the receiving team. The first foul is illegal block in the back, number 39 of the receiving team. That penalty is declined. Also during the kick, holding, return team number 41. That penalty will be assessed 10 yards from the end of the kick. First down, Los Angeles.
Marquis Christian is the penalty that will be accepted. He wipes out a 31-yard punt return by Tavon Austin.
Right there. That's definitely a hold. I think they got the number wrong, but that's the one.
Well, they said there were 2.
Well, the block in the back was farther down the field, so if they would have accepted that one, it would have given the Rams better field position, so they took the original one back, moving back a little bit farther.
The score is 7-0 in the punt department. It's 7-7. The Dolphins have punted 7 times, and so have the Rams.
That's pretty clever there, Chris.
It's all about sevens. It's 7-0, and the Rams have the football with Todd Gurley in the backfield. He's only had 10 carries. Make it 11. A chunk of yardage. The Rams with Tavon Austin, they like to get the football in his hands to create excitement, but haven't had a lot of success doing that.
I think they kind of struggle at times finding ways to get him the football. You've seen him lined up as a running back, but as an outside receiver, and he is the Z receiver on this offense. It's not like he's playing some specialty position. Just hasn't had many targets. Haven't seen him this year. Haven't seen him this game really factor much into the passing offense. They need to get him more involved. He's exciting.
Austin hasn't caught a pass. He's tried to run twice. 2nd and 7. That's Todd Gurley knifing through. Close to a first down. And he got it.
Running. This is where they're running. It's right here. You find a little crease. Good job by the center. The guard, Saffold, is on the other side of the football, but look at the block on Kiko Alonso. Opens up that little bit of a gash, and they get the big yardage for the first down.
We've only seen Jared Goff. There's Tavon Austin, number 11, as Gurley gets him the first down, go deep a couple of times. Todd Gurley trying to break out, brought down around the 37-yard line.
That was a good tackle. there was a little bit of a crease right there. That's Neville Hewitt. He's having a play today with some injuries, but Todd Gurley, you almost expect him to break that kind of tackle and get going. But I talked a little bit ago about their play selection. You said he's only had 11, now 12 rushes. They try to play balance. They can't sustain drive, so he hasn't had enough touches today.
energy, and that is his first catch of the game.
They do a good job. Reduce the formation to expand you. Tavon Austin, quick out, quick delivery, and then it's just up to the dynamic little playmaker to make a guy miss and do this. This is what he does. In short spaces, he is as quick as anybody in football. He got about 10 yards all by himself there.
21 total, spotted at the 42 of Miami. Goff, 9 out of 18 now, over 90 yards through the air. Gurley with 66 yards on the ground. Gurley towards the 40-yard line. Gurley came in averaging a paltry 3.1 yards a carry and just over 500 yards rushing as the game's only touchdown.
He's getting it done on the ground today. 4.9 yards if you want to do exact math today. But it was that gash run there that got the only score of the day where we saw the Todd Gurley that we all know from last year. Give some credit to his offensive line. You got a rookie quarterback playing in his first game. You got a runner that hasn't been able to get going all year, and they're doing some nice things today. He's lined up down at the bottom of your screen right here as a receiver.
Second down, 8 pressure. Goff gets rid of it. And Pharaoh Cooper gets the first down, the rookie from South Carolina.
You just said that Jared Goff hasn't pushed the ball down the field, but this is what he does well. When I looked at him at the preseason, I watched all his film. This is what he did. He had to make quick decisions. Just had to make quick decisions with the football. I'm sorry I can't talk right now, but
you're excited.
And then you get a rookie receiver that comes and makes a play for him, and that's a good job by Jared Goff. Getting the ball out of his hands, making the right decision, picking up another first down.
Cooper along with Tyler Higbee, the rookies that Goff started working with right away and was comfortable. And he keeps the football. Goff sliding down inside the 25-yard line.
It's funny. Not funny, but there was one preseason game I watched. He got out of the pocket and slid, and he gets up, and his knee brace did the exact same thing as it did here. It collected all this dirt on the field, and it kind of stopped his momentum. He's going to have to figure that out. Get your leg off the ground. Not a baseball player. Get your left leg off the ground.
Yeah, well, he did play baseball, shortstop. His dad, Jerry Goff, made it to the major leagues as a catcher. Is here watching with his mom and family. Jared played shortstop, said it helps him throwing the football sometimes from awkward positions. He picked up 6. Incomplete. Trying to get it to Cunningham. It'll be third down.
You look at some of the things that he's done today, and by distance, look, he hasn't attempted to push the ball down the field. And I know the narrative that they wanted to talk about is that he can open up the offense, throw it down the field. I personally don't think that's what he does well. Some of his balls down the field lose velocity. I think he's a really good intermediate thrower, and that's what's been on display so far today.
His quarterback coach, Chris Wenke, said he was born with the God-given ability to throw the football. We saw that right away when we were looking to draft him. There's that count you were talking about, trying to get the Dolphins, but it may have been the Rams.
Illegal snap. Offense number 61. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
They call that on the center, Tim Barnes.
You know, the things that vet centers do, watch them try to rock, try to get the guys to jump. That was pretty subtle. Most guys try to use their head up and down, bobbing them, trying to get the defensive line to trigger, but he just used a little lean. But good job by this officiating.
Yeah, they were right on top of that.
On it, yep.
So it moves them back to the 30, where on third down they need to get to the 21 for a first down. Doesn't want to take a sack. Picks up a couple of yards to give them a field goal chance before Kiko Alonso brings him down.
And you're exactly right, partner. He decided not to make the risky throw because the pressure is coming right in his face right here. And this is, people talk about his pocket awareness, his movement. Watch that. Just reducing the shoulder, getting out of the way, and protecting the football. Good job. Give your, what did you call him? What's his new nickname? You had a new nickname for your kicker. Give him an opportunity here for a field
they call him Greg the Leg, a young Jeezy, as in Jeezy for Greg Zuerlein. He hasn't missed an extra point, by the way. We've had many of those missed today, but this is a field goal try of 46 yards, 14 out of 16 this year, and Greg Zuerlein makes it a two-score game. How critical the advancement of the ball by Jared Goff to set up that field goal and give the Rams a 10-0 lead. A minute 39 to play here in the third quarter. Ram fans handling the rain that has come and gone throughout the day at the sold-out Coliseum. Greg Zuerlein with his field goal, making it 10-0, getting ready to kick off. This is how the Rams have been able to win 4 games this year before the quarterback change. Low-scoring defensive struggles with important special teams plays. And Drake is coming out of the end zone, and that's a win for the special teams of the Rams. They pin him back inside the 15. Well, we talked a lot about Jared Goff. Haven't seen a lot of offense, not like Norm Van Brocklin. Let's go back. This historical note at this very building in the Coliseum, 1951. Norm Van Brocklin of the Los Angeles Rams, an NFL record passing 554 yards in a win over the then New York Yanks, and it's a record that still stands to this day, nearly 65 years later. Warren Moon came close, Matt Schaub, but nobody at 554, and that's amazing when you think about how the rules have favored the passing game, but it happened here and it happened by an LA Ram.
And that's relevant today because it's the antithesis of what's going on in the passing yardage here. 155 or 6 total passing yards between both teams. Ryan Tannehill has struggled. He has to get on a roll here if this offense is going to produce any points today.
Ajayi, Ram defense working on a shutout here.
Nowhere to run. He had some success early, Jay Ajayi did, that powerful running game of his, but so far, second half especially, he has produced absolutely nothing. Give credit to that defensive front of the Rams.
Last time the Ram defense shut out an opponent was 2014 when they flanked the Redskins in Washington. Ugly numbers for the Miami offense today.
Lucky 5-2. Lucky 5-2.
Wide open, Ajayi spins out of a tackle and gets the first down. And a flag comes in afterwards. Here comes another flag.
Yeah, you got to bring that next time, bro.
Absolutely runs through arm tackles, this guy, doesn't he? This is a clear block in the back by Kenny Stills. I don't know what he is doing right here.
And it really wasn't necessary for where
Completely unnecessary.
Ajayi had gone to get the yardage.
There are fouls by both teams on the play. Offside. Defense number 94 lines up in the neutral zone. Also a legal block in the back. Offense number 10. Those fouls offset. We replay second down.
Well, we've talked about the encroachment offsides, but just watch 10 right here. I don't know what he's doing. Why would you do that? You see his name clear, numbers screaming at you, don't hit me, and yet you throw yourself in there. Negates a big gain for the Miami Dolphins after a really good effort play by Jay Ajayi.
And Brady takes a first down off the board, so it's now 2nd and 10. They need to get up to the 24 for a first down. Tannehill is going to go down inside the 10-yard line. He was trying to get rid of it, but Dominic easily closed in on him. And that'll bring an end to the third quarter. A defensive struggle going on here in Los Angeles. The Rams 10-0 over the Dolphins. Miami's 4-game win streak in jeopardy. Los Angeles before the game. Dan Marino and our own Rondé Barber.
I think he thought I was Tiki, actually.
As long as he doesn't think I'm Tiki, I think we'll be okay. So it's been rainy throughout the day, and the Rams want their fans to show a little support with a 10-0 lead here to start the fourth quarter, and they've got the Dolphins backed up at the 10-yard line on 3rd and 13.
There's been absolutely no rhythm of this Rams offense today, Chris. Ryan Tannehill, Dolphins offense, I'm sorry, haven't been able to get anything going passing the football. Early success running the football, but they're always behind the sticks now. It's 3rd and long again, and they still have not converted a 3rd down.
And they're 0 for 9.
Can't do it.
Jermaine Johnson wouldn't let Parker get away.
Can't throw these little quick hitting screens. They don't do it well anyways, but this defense plays so fast. They get to the ball, they rally, nobody is afraid to hit, and they just get off the field again.
I'm not making excuses, but the Dolphin winning streak came together when their offensive line was healthy and came together, and then to be hit this week and then lose another one through the course of the game, whether it's running the ball or trying to throw downfield.
Very true.
That disrupts any offense. And now from his own end zone, boomed out of there. Tavon Austin has room. Where's he going? Straight ahead. Up near midfield before going out of bounds. Dar's 9th punt. That's a career high. Well, on Thursday, the Rams broke ground on their new stadium and entertainment complex at the Hollywood Park in Inglewood, California here. 70,000-seat stadium. It'll also have residential property, a 6,000-seat concert venue, acres of public parks, scheduled to open in the fall of 2019 and host Super Bowl 55 in February of 2021. A beautiful building that will have Southern California football fans styling. Rams will continue to play in the Coliseum. They have their training camp out at Cal Lutheran in Thousand Oaks, California. After all that moving around and shuffling, as Jared Goff said, I didn't have to move. I came from college and settled right in. One move for him. And on first down, incomplete. Pressure was coming. The field, you can tell, Ronnie, people are starting to slip and slide a little bit more.
What is this wet, clear liquid that I see coming out of the sky in Southern California?
It's much needed rain. This is valuable.
It's raining this bad here, but yes, it's definitely affecting the play on the football field. The ball, as you can tell with both Ryan Tannehill and Jared Goff, a little slick, some incompletions because of it. It makes you wonder why they haven't even tried to, or why, even more, why they haven't tried to dedicate to this running game.
Goff is 10 out of 21. He's over 100 yards passing. No turnovers so far for him. Todd Gurley, it'll bring up 3rd down. Small screen, stadium-sized content. You can watch live local Sunday games on your smartphone with NFL Mobile.
Works inside plastic bags.
You can tell Southern California, we're not used to rain. You know, nobody really owns a raincoat. And there, look at that. Kevin Green, who lit the flame earlier, getting I guess that's a live selfie. A great Ram among other teams, the Panthers, the Steelers.
Now Hall of Famer. Great football player.
Follow it.
See what the rookie has on 3rd and 10. He's got room to run for the first down. Let's see how quick he is. Tripped up, leaping for the first down. A flag comes in. At 6'4" and 220, Rams wanted him to bulk up a little.
Illegal block on the back. Offense number 73. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay, 3rd down.
Former first-round pick Greg Robinson, a big penalty. Crowd get fired up for that, and it'll take away the first down and back the Rams up.
There's actually a lot going on in this play, and Jared Goff does a good job pulling this down and running. And you'll see it coming in from behind. I mean, that's just, I don't even know why he did that. That was worse than the Kenny Stills one. Kiko Alonso is so far out of the play, he's not going to even factor. Put the hands on the back. It's an easy call for the officials. Now they set up with a 3rd and 15 now, and Jared Goff hasn't had to make a tough throw yet today. Let's see if he can uncork one here.
from the 41 of the Rams. Safeties are dropped all the way back inside the 45 of the Dolphins. On third down, Benny Cunningham will go down and lose yardage. The Dolphin defense rising to the occasion.
Well, they've chosen to stay conservative all day, and I get it. You don't want to put the ball in this guy's hand, this kid's hand, and try to make him force the ball down the field to get a first down. But again, he's done some smart things. I really like that he pulled that last ball down before the penalty because the guy he was targeting was covered. But he made a smart decision, didn't put the ball in harm's way, which was some of the things that Case Keenum did wrong for this offense, and set them up to at least have a chance, and they got to punt it away.
Hacker with pressure. Jarvis Landry watches it bounce and go out of bounds inside the 20 of Miami. Hacker, the star once again for the Rams, who are protecting a 10-0 fourth quarter lead.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Ford. We go further so you can. And by Charles Schwab.
Celebrate the Thanksgiving feast with the NFL on Fox. It's a collision in the NFC East. The Cowboys, who won again today, take on the Redskins, who play tonight. We'll see you Thanksgiving Day with Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, Aaron Andrews at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific on Fox.
Chris Myers also on that call.
Joining them for turkey.
Selfish plug.
On first down, Tannehill. Open and dropped it. Kenny Stills.
Well, that's pretty indicative of Ryan Tannehill's day. And if you take a look at the highlights, there's not many good. Gets sacked a couple of times early in this game. The pressure caused by those misses in the offensive line, and he's just getting beat up. Some of the shots that he took down the field, intercepted. Ryan Tannehill has got to be better than that in this fourth quarter if they're going to have a chance to win. And Ryan Tannehill, I got to tell you, has looked better, a lot better in the last couple of games than he has today.
Second down, into coverage. Almost Mark Barron with a near pick. Let's get a game break. Check in with Kurt.
You know what? I don't know what this does to their fantasy stats, but this is Doug Baldwin throwing a touchdown pass to Russell Wilson. 15-yard score. Seattle starting to toy with everybody right now. It's 23-7 in the third quarter. They lead Philly. Chris, Rondé, and Jen.
Thank you, Kurt. The Seahawks finding their stride after a slow start to the year. Again, the leaders of the NFC West. 49ers are losing to New England. Arizona already lost. The Rams with the lead here on 3rd and 10. 0 for 9, Miami on third down today. The pocket collapses and he goes down. A sack of Ryan Tannehill.
I think this is Dominic Easley. They're coming in from here. Sorry, it's the other side. That's Aaron Donald. Dominic Easley just gets a hand on him, puts him to the ground, but you see the defenders bounce out, give him a different look, and by the time Ryan Tannehill realizes it, Easley's in the backfield for a sack. This offense continues to struggle on third down.
Matt Darr from his own end zone, his 10th punt. That's the most of any team in the NFL this year in one game. And the Ram defense taking advantage of a beat-up Miami offensive line. It's 10-0, and the Rams have the football. Snoop Dogg in attendance, enjoying the game here in California. Rain is legal.
Why does Snoop Dogg carry an umbrella? For drizzle.
A little drizzle, right? You do that. I left that up to you. Todd Gurley with Goff taking the snap from center. Has the football, and and into a crowd. You know, Tuesday morning, we told you that Jeff Fisher made the decision prior to the Jet game, and he told the owner of the Rams, but Case Keenum and Jared Goff were called in together Tuesday morning, and that's when they got the news that Goff was taking over. And then later in the afternoon, Jeff told the team, and the team, while they backed Goff and were happy for him, they clapped and cheered for Case Keenum and the kind of teammate and player he's been.
Well, Jennifer Hale talks to Case Keenum before the game, and there's still a relationship there. Case knew that it was coming. Eventually it was going to come, but he still runs the quarterback room. And I think, honestly, a guy like Jared Goff, as humble as he is and as green as everybody knows he is, probably appreciates it.
The quick pass to Kenny Britt, who hangs on short of the first down as the clock continues to run nearing the 10-minute mark.
Well, we've seen this time and time again today. I think of his 13 completions, probably 10 of them have been this type of play. Just a quick, easy read for him, pick out the one-on-one matchup that he likes, throw the slant, get the completion, and his receivers are doing a good job for him.
On 3rd down and 2, we have seen Goff on what looked like a design run play.
I don't think they're going to major in that very often.
I was surprised they called it in the first place, but the Dolphins will be ready for Todd Gurley, or at least they're looking that way. Goff is set to throw and completes, falling forward, is Lance Kendricks for the first down.
Now there you go. He had to read this thing out, and he had some pressure in his face. But see him shuffle in the pocket. His platform is good. Delivers a great ball to Lance Kendricks. Good job.
The average fan says what? He ran a spread offense in college. He put up great numbers every year. He got better. What's the big deal?
Well, because defenses now in the NFL, they move on you. So what you see pre-snap is not at all what you see once the ball is snapped. And it takes a while for young quarterbacks to learn that. But so far today, they've given him easy throws. He made a smart decision there, a good read, and got a good completion for the first down.
The pitch to Todd Gurley, and he gets down around the 35-yard line. Jared Goff's numbers 13 out of 24, 111 yards, no mistakes. He's run 4 times for 10 yards.
And he's had his receivers make plays for him, some tough catches, and he's got some really good toughness about him. He told us that he is going to be a competitor, and I think, among other things, that we've seen that nature come out in him today, taking some hits, got up, and still played well.
And I like that he said, in college it was so different calling the play at the line of scrimmage. Some of these plays have as many as 16 or 19 words in them sent into his helmet that he has to repeat to the team. Gurley can't go anywhere. Dolphin defense has played a heck of a game.
Well, you can't falter Vance Joseph's unit, the defensive coordinator of Miami. You can't falter what they've had to do. They've been in some tough situations. Their offense cannot get out of a backed-up situation. So every time they punt, they're having to defend short fields. But they've done a good job today and get a tackle for loss right there. Sets up a 3rd and 7. Let's see if they can get off the field here again.
And Goff aware, it's already at the 36. You're on the fringe. 55-yard field goals makeable, but in these conditions for Greg Zuerlein, you don't know what range they would try. Blitz coming. Goff unloads to Kenny Britt to the 30, and that'll help set up a field goal. Maxwell on the coverage, so they don't get the first down, but they get an opportunity to improve their field goal try.
Well, the kid is playing out these blitzes. He's seeing them. He's letting the ball out quick. And again, Kenny Britt, the wide receiver, makes a good play for him. And now you have a decision, right? You have a 10-point lead. You're Jeff Fisher. Do you go for this, or do you try to draw them off sides, or do you try to kick the field goal? I think they go for it.
Yeah, and I think showing confidence in your offense and your quarterback at this stage, you're at home. Why not? It could be a tipping point for the Rams season. There's Chris Wanke, the quarterback coach, who he told us that Goff, he wasn't waiting for his opportunity. He said he was pursuing his opportunity.
And you mentioned it just a second ago, him having to sit back for those 10 weeks and learn the offense, how to call plays. All that thing has helped him get to this moment right now.
Rams use a timeout.
Today's game is sponsored by Kay Jewelers. For 100 years, every kiss begins with Kay.
After the timeout, they opted to try the field goal from 48 yards. Greg Zuerlein has made from 46. He's yet to have one blocked this year. The Dolphins have yet to block a field goal try this year. High snap, but it's handled well. And that hits the upright and is no good. is down. Now, even if this is a running into, it'll be a first down as opposed to a roughing. Rams are acting as if it's on Miami. It was 4th and 1 when they opted to try the kick.
This might be after the play. I didn't see anything, and the flag came in late. I didn't see anything that would have been a penalty on the play.
After the play, personal foul, defense, number 96. This penalty occurred after the unsuccessful field goal, so the 15-yard penalty will be assessed, and it will be 1st and 10, Miami.
Leon Orr called for the penalty, so the kick is no good. But the penalty against Miami.
You always catch the guy who's second and that leaning in with the helmet. I mean, considering some of the brouhaha that we saw earlier in the game, that was kind of mild, but we just talked about this Miami offense having to play backed up. That field goal miss would have given them good field position, but the penalty puts them right back where they've struggled all day long in a backed up situation.
I still think, and I agree with you, I thought Jeff Fisher, the Rams, should have gone for it on 4th and 1. You've got momentum. It's still a 2-score game, even if you make the field goal. I know he didn't want to make it easy here on the Dolphins if they get a touchdown and a field goal to tie, but with the miss, now that penalty, Miami takes over at the 23, 2 timeouts at the 6:40 mark.
Well, let's see if Ryan Tannehill can get something going. See if he can rescue something of this game because, again, he's not thrown for 60 yards today. He's 12 of 21 for 57 yards and interception. That's just not going to get it done on the road against a good Rams defense.
Tannehill throws to Kenny Stills. Works around one defender and goes out of bounds. Well, just converting a 3rd down would be a start for the Miami offense. They're 0 for 10 today.
Well, I think they need to get into their 2-minute mode right now, and Adam Gase knows that. He knows that this offense has struggled trying to run the conventional type of plays. So expect if they are in play, the ball stays in play, that they're going to get right back up to the line of scrimmage and play some hurry up.
And if you tuned in late, Brandon Albert and Mike Pouncey's a scratch to start on the line, and then Laramie Tunsil, the first-round draft pick, was injured and left. Batted away. It'll be 3rd down. Would you like to see Tannehill try to take more shots downfield?
I think the wet ball might have something to do with it. And to be honest with you, they play so fast up front. Aaron Donald, Robert Quinn, you know, we're talking about Dominic Easley, who's a situational pass rusher, having a heck of a day. I think they're worried about him having to play these long dropbacks. But 3rd and 4, they're 0 for 10 on the day. They got to get a first down here.
William Hayes tipped that last ball. Looks like that's good enough for a conversion for a first down to Jarvis Landry at the 35.
Haven't mentioned Jarvis Landry's name very much at all today. That's only his 3rd catch, but he's the guy in these situations. You get 2 minutes where he can do some special things, make people miss, hit the home run type play. Let's see if they focus in on him.
Set up a receiver screen to Landry, who works up the sideline. And there's a flag late as he got the first down, went out of bounds.
That Ogletree, I think, is going to get a late hit because he was in the white on the sideline there. Went low on him and personal foul at 15 yards to this play.
We've already had personal fouls in this game called.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, defense, number 31. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run, first down.
That's on Maurice Alexander.
Now they got it wrong. It's over.
Correction.
There you
the
go.
number was 52, 5-2.
So the Dolphins, who've had the most personal fouls this year, the Rams are moving up on the list, tied for 2nd. There's been 3 called today on Miami. That's the first one, and correctly rearranged on Ogletree, the first for the Rams in that department. Inside the 40 of the Rams. Flag down. Tannehill on target. Devontae Parker for a first down to the 22.
Well, this is unfamiliar territory for the Dolphins on the day, approaching the red area. I can't remember how many times they've been even past the 50-yard line.
Defense number 94 lined up in the neutral zone. Penalty is declined. Result of the play. First down.
Well, they haven't been inside the Ram 20 yet, but the Ram penalties here are assisting the struggling Miami offense on this drive. They've been around the 22-yard line of the Rams 3 different times, but not inside that as the 5-minute mark closing in. 10-0 Rams. Jared Goff's debut, a defensive struggle. Blitz coming. Tannehill reads it and completes. It's Parker again.
Where's this guy been all day? Making these decisive throws. Well, Greg Williams is going to bring some pressure, especially when he feels his team is up against the wall. And they're up against the wall here on this drive. Ryan Tannehill makes a good decision, good throw to the sideline. He picks up a first down and now inside the red zone.
Tannehill finally over 100 yards passing. Ajayi in at running back. Dumps it off. Ajayi knocked down right away at the 10 by Mark Barron.
Weak safety. Don't call him a linebacker. He's a weak safety. This dude flies around. Had a chance to play with him in Tampa my last year, and this is all he does. He runs and hits harder than anybody in football. He's about 220 pounds, and he is a stud. Nice tackle.
From the 10-yard line. Complete to the 5. And trying to get to the 4 is Jarvis Landry powering into the end zone. It's a touchdown, Miami.
We talk all the time about defenses running to the football and affecting the play. You got to watch 70, 26, 80, all these bodies for the Miami Dolphins running to the football after Landry catches this thing. Watch all these guys right here coming to your screen. This is tackled at the 5-yard line, but look at all these blue jerseys pushing to this pile. This is not Jarvis Landry. He needs an assist to that offensive line for that touchdown.
Even Ryan Tannehill got in on that. It'll go as a touchdown pass for Tannehill, but Landry in a group effort. That was a wave of Dolphins. Looked like he'd be stopped right inside the 4. And now Miami with this extra point. Remember, 12 have been missed today, an NFL record around the league. Dolphins just a field goal away. What a drive when they needed it most, with time ticking here in the fourth quarter. Dolphins had a third down conversion all day, but with some penalties and some big plays, and then that surge by Landry on the pass from Tannehill, they have moved in for the touchdown. And trailing by 3, each team with 2 timeouts, and we'll have the 2-minute warning at the 4-minute mark. The kickoff, bouncing, and into the end zone where it'll go through 25-yard line.
Chris, I know this is a big game for you. You grew up in South Florida as a Rams fan. this Miami household back in the 60s, watching football on TV at the Coliseum. Chris Myers at home here today.
Those uniforms with the fearsome foursome. Yes.
These are your idols, Chris Myers.
And George Allen and the Rams, and you think of Roman Gabriel and all the Ram quarterbacks. It never gets old. It's good to have the Rams back in Los Angeles.
Oh, it's good to have you back in Los Angeles, Chris Myers.
Well, but the Rams were the first team with a logo on the helmet, hand-painted back in 1948. They've had a lot of versions over the years. Fans just want a winning Ram football team in Los Angeles. That was not nice, the black and white. I'm not going to forget that, by the way. The handoff, and they need a big run from Todd Gurley.
And a strategy right now is one thing. Jared Goff and his offense. This is his first game, but he's no dummy. He's played quarterback a long time in college. He had a lot of starts. He knows right now, just run the clock, protect the football. Do not give it back to this Miami football team right now. But if you're Miami, your defense has been balling out all day. They need a stop right now. Get it back to their offense, who just had a first drive of the day.
A big momentum shift on the field goal that Zerline hit the upright and missed. And then Miami marched downfield for the touchdown. After a 5-yard pickup, there's a flag down. And this is the wrong time.
False start. Offense number 88. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
That's on Lance Kendricks for the Rams to be committing penalties. That's been a problem for them all year at the wrong time, at key times in games.
Well, it just puts a little bit more pressure on your rookie quarterback. His first start, crucial time in the football game. 3 minutes left. You can't afford to make mistakes, and then his offensive line, I guess his tight end, goes and makes one for him. Interesting to see what Rob Boris, the offensive coordinator, decides to call here. Turn around and hand it off, or trust your rookie quarterback to pick up the yardage to get this into a third and manageable.
Instead of 2nd and 5, now they need 10 yards. And it is Todd Gurley, and the Dolphins are expecting that. Timeout by Miami. Dolphins use a timeout. Let's get a game break from Kurt.
Well, at halftime, it was a 13-10 game. New England's opened it up quite a bit since then. In San Francisco, Brady with his 4th touchdown pass of the day to the rookie Malcolm Mitchell, 4th-round pick out of Georgia, and it's 27-10 right now. 8:17 left to go. Brady with his spectacular homecoming back to his old stomping grounds. Chris?
All right, thank you, Kurt. We'll see you on Thanksgiving, the NFL on Fox with the Cowboys and Redskins. Coverage 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. The pregame show will get you ready. Tom Brady from Northern California. You know, Jared Goff wears 16. He never really saw Joe Montana play, but his family in that area gave him a shirt, when he was like 7 or 8 years old, a sweatshirt. And so the 16, he grew up pretending he was Montana. And
he went to college, and they gave him number 9, but the guy that had 16 ended up transferring, so he got 16 in college, too.
And worth mentioning, in the movie Heaven Can Wait with Warren Beatty, who has a film out now, he plays, the millionaire who reincarnated as a Ram quarterback. He wore number 16. The wait is over for Ram fans to see Jared Goff. Can he rally them for a win, or at least protect the lead for this Ram team?
Biggest down of his young career right here.
On 3rd and 10, pressure coming, pass caught, but not good enough for the first down. Ryan Quick, and they tried to surge. The whistle had blown, still short of the 35-yard line. As the clock runs, Miami has just 1 timeout remaining, and then the 2-minute warning.
A lot of people talk about his toughness. This kid has been hit today. Miami defensive front with that hair trigger. They like to blitz, and you call a blitz here like Vance Joseph did. You know that he's got to make a quick decision, get the ball out of his hands, which he did, and all you have to do is come up and make a tackle. They're off on 3rd down, and now they have a chance to get back this game even or take the lead here with just over 2 minutes to play.
Well, when they needed a big play against the Jets on the road last week, it was Johnny Hecker who made it happen, booting from his own 5 inside the opposition's 10-yard line. He'll be standing around the 15. The Rams are going to use a timeout at the 2:16 mark. This was the punt I was referring to in a tight game with the Jets. It's the longest boot in the NFL this season at 78 yards. Carried longer than that through the air. It really changed the game field position, and that's what the Rams are hoping for here.
It's an amazing kicker. 75 yards, man. Jeez.
Well, the Rams scored early with Todd Gurley. A field goal by Zerline. Miami struggling on offense, a missed field goal. And the Dolphins march downfield to reach the end zone here in the fourth quarter. And now are a field goal away from tying as Jarvis Landry awaits the Hecker punt. Goes out of bounds. Let's see where exactly they spot it.
That was not his best kick. They were trying to eliminate the return, a directional kick to the sideline, but didn't get the distance that he wanted it. And I think they're going to set them up now on about the 25-yard line.
His leg may be sore from all the punting. Dan Marino, a lot of comebacks for the Dolphins over the years. For Ryan Tannehill, 9 career game-winning drives. He's had a couple this year. Bob Greasy, who quarterbacked that perfect season with the Dolphins that culminated here in that Super Bowl we pointed out against the Redskins at the Coliseum. All eyes on Tannehill in this offense. The Rams have been living on defense. Let's see what they have for Tannehill and the Dolphins. There's a flag back where Tannehill threw.
It's personal foul. Roughing the quarterback, defense number 99. Contact to the head. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. First down.
Well, this Rams defense, as good as they've played, are becoming the architect of their own demise here with these penalties. 99 right here. Watch him as he beats the offensive guard, jump into the quarterback, helmet to helmet. That is a easy flag for that official to throw.
And the catch was made by Stills. You tack on the penalty. I mean, this is a Ram meltdown in terms of foolish penalties aiding the Dolphin comeback. You're going to play this tight defensive kind of game, you can't make these mistakes and allow the other team the opportunity. It's a first down at the 45 of the Rams. Ajayi knocked down right away. And we've reached the 2-minute mark. Dolphins will have a second down. They're already across midfield on the Rams side of the field. Trailing 10-7, but Miami on the move.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by State Farm, here to help life go right.
Andrew Franks, 12 out of 15 in the field goal department this year. Of his 3 misses, 2 came on blocks under 30-yard attempts. A 2nd and 12, 1 timeout Miami. They've trailed the entire game. Tannehill has time and hits his target at the 35.
Devontae Parker, man, I got to tell you what, this guy has showed up here the past 2 weeks. This was close coverage. Had to dial it in there. Ryan Tannehill did, and a diving catch by Parker picks up the first down.
To the ground and made the catch.
Another one. Wow, great catch by Devontae Parker. He had to throw this low and away. Good coverage by the DB. Gets his hands underneath that, pulls it up. That's a catch. Now they're in field goal range, and if you're Miami, who has shown absolutely nothing all day on offense, your quarterback sitting his stride just when you need him, and Frank's clearly in field goal range right now.
Just short of the first down. Ajayi to run for it. It's inside the 20, shoved back around the 19-yard line. Each team with a timeout. So the Dolphins may want to play this. Either we're going to win it with a touchdown or at least walk out with a tie, but we don't want to leave any time for the Rams.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. It's smart play calling by Adam Gase. And you saw Ajayi protecting the football right there. Expect Ryan Tannehill not to do anything crazy with it if he has to throw it here as well.
Gave him a spot all the way up to the 18. Tannehill wide open is Ajayi, who falls down inside the 10. Last timeout used by Miami.
Well, you call a timeout right here because you want to get yourself into the perfect play. Could have let that run, take a timeout, save it for the kick. That's what a lot of people would be thinking. But when you get this far down, you're inside the 10-yard line, your timeouts are incomplete passes, right? If it's not there, throw it out of the end zone, and you know you still have your field goal opportunity.
Second down, 2 to get a first down. Obviously, a touchdown would give them the lead, and that's Jarvis Landry getting some help. He had that surge touchdown that got Miami on the board.
He'd been on the sideline a couple of times in this drive. Leonte Carew has been in and out of this game as he's dealing with those cramps. Show him walking to the huddle right here. He doesn't look comfortable.
That's the rookie head coach, Adam Gase, the rookie quarterback for the Rams over on the other sideline wondering. Had a 10-0 lead in the fourth quarter, watched it evaporate. The rain has stopped. And with no timeouts and 40 seconds to play, for the end zone, catch made, touchdown Dolphins. It's Devontae Parker.
He had the matchup. Greg Williams decided to bring pressure, and it left Tremaine Johnson, your number one corner, on Devontae Parker, who had a heck of a drive. And it's just a quick out right here, and watch the throw by Ryan Tannehill. So good. Right on time, perfect position, and a fantastic catch.
2 fourth-quarter touchdown passes by Ryan Tannehill after the Dolphin offense was struggling all afternoon. 75 yards in just over a minute and a half. And this is a key extra point because with only 36 seconds left, you don't want to give a field goal try by the Rams a chance to tie it. 14-10 Dolphins.
This was really good by this offense. I mean, they were dead in the water. They were like a boat that had lost its engine most of this day. And just when they needed it, Ryan Tannehill, the offensive coordinator / head coach, comes up with 2 great scoring drives to give them this 4-point lead with 30 seconds left in this game.
Well, Dolphin players couldn't talk enough about Adam Gase. Yeah, he's a young guy. He shows you tough love. They called him a great listener. Miami trying to win a road game after being shut out for the first 3 quarters for the first time in their history.
Now you put it right back on the rookie. 2-minute drive, 30-second drive that he's got to try to get down and score a touchdown. And you'd love to say that he's ready for that. I don't know that he's ready for that. They haven't asked him to do anything big in the passing game today. It's been mostly short completions, trying to do that ball control deal, but he's going to need some big throws in his next 30 seconds if they're going to find a way to salvage a win here.
Going for their 5th straight win, a turn of events. When it looked darkest for the Dolphins, Tannehill and Adam Gase remained calm. Rams hurt themselves with penalties, but the Dolphins were there to take advantage and make the Rams pay.
You could feel the momentum turn, couldn't you? As soon as they missed that field goal, then you had some untimely penalties or some dumb penalties as well, and then their defense just wasn't able to hold up anymore.
Benny Cunningham, the best return of the day, and there are no flags. 29 seconds left.
That helps. Shorter field. He only needs 2 or 3 good throws to get down. But I can't imagine the pressure that he's got to be feeling right now in this situation.
Well, it's a big difference needing a touchdown versus a field goal. And if you want drama, we're not far from Hollywood. In his first NFL game, leading the whole way, and now Jared Goff left with under half a minute to move his team 59 yards with 1 timeout. Underneath, Kenny Britt short of the 48 as the clock runs.
Kid's got to get some urgency.
Or spike it. Well, they're going to have to use... He's pointing to the clock as if something happened on the play clock here.
Well, I think they were trying to call the timeout right after that play, and see if Gene's able to correct this.
And final charge timeout, Los Angeles. A 30-second timeout. Please reset the game clock to 19 seconds. 1-9 on the game clock, please. Thank you.
Well, usually after a play and you know you're going to call a timeout, everybody, quarterback, head coach, is out on the field. But Jeff Fisher was just telling us that it was he was mouthing it. If you saw him telling him it was 22 seconds. But yes, you see the coaches on the sideline trying to get it called. They -3 here, but watch for throws to the sideline. He can't complete anything over the middle or this game is going to be over.
They reset to 19. No timeouts. Brian Quick in the area. And it'll be 3rd down. Well, the Rams played it a little bit safe. And the Dolphins were there. They were within striking distance.
They were, you got to give him credit. He didn't do anything to lose this football game. In fact, you can almost say that it was his defense at the end that kind of caved under the pressure of that Miami offense that finally came to life. But like we were saying earlier, he hasn't had to make any big throws. This situation, he has to make a couple of big throws.
It'll be 4th down. 10 seconds remain.
I think he was comfortable for most of the game, Chris. I felt like the way the offense was set up and with the lead, he could be comfortable. But right now, these are the situations that define great quarterbacks. I'm not saying he's not great or not going to be great, but right now, I just don't think that he has what it takes as a young guy to take them down here and win this game.
Replacing Case Keenum with a 4-5 record in his NFL debut. Has to convert here and has to hope there's time. Sideline throw. It'll be a 1st down with maybe one more play. Kendricks gets out of bounds. But what a run the Dolphins have been on after such a rough start for this team in terms of a 1-4 record. Had to go to overtime to beat Cleveland.
They got one more play here to get their 5th win, and you're going to find out what Jared Goff's arm strength is. There might be 2 guys at the line of scrimmage, or maybe 3 guys at the line of scrimmage. These guys are going to be all back here.
And Devontae Parker, the hero on offense, is in on defense, standing way back inside the 5-yard line.
What's the key here if you're a defender, Chris?
Knock it down.
Knock it down.
He's going to try and reach the end zone. And his throw does, but it's all Dolphins back there, and Devontae Parker almost had another catch. What a rallying performance for the Dolphins, who have now won 5 in a row. Improved improving to 6-4. They were knocking on the door of the playoff picture. They're going to hang in there. And for Jared Goff and the Rams, a tough loss. They slip to 4-6. Our NFL on Fox studio coming up.